welcome back, and hopefully we will kill the bishop in this part. Ugh. But first, some pirates. Now, I'm not going to have Lachesis rescue that village, because I have my suspicions that one contains a weapon that I want to get for Beowulf. You know, because he just kind of lacks, you know, unique or powerful weapons. Sort of stuck with steel weapons until he promotes, so I'm trying to get him, some better ones. Now, the boss here actually has a magic sword that can attack from range, so... Oh, it's a clone of that emissary from Bahara. Right, so from that village you get the Restore Staff, which I really wish you got in the previous chapter. Basically, it cures status conditions like sleep or silence. So now you don't need to worry quite as much about enemy bishops with sleep or silence staves. Also, for some reason, in this game, the Restore Staff actually is a long-range staff. So, yeah, that's a pretty good bonus. Yes, you'll have to remember that anyone standing in the middle of the bridge is... Interesting line, but anyway, is a target for this guy. Now, of course, this sword uses the attacker's magic stat and targets resistance. Now, most sword users have crappy magic, so it's not really going to be doing too much damage, but against guys with low resistance, it's still going to be dealing quite a bit. And it's the only ranged attack a sword user will ever get, so it certainly has its uses. He drops that Thunder Sword, of course. And yeah, it actually is pretty useful. I'm gonna have Holland get it. Don't know why, I just like him using it. Now, quite a few of my characters need healing. Now, I remember a playthrough I did quite a while back where I was training Dew. These ballistas were a pretty good source of experience for him. Just throwing that out here if any of you are trying to level him up. It's great for your experience rank, actually, but probably will hurt your... Is it combat ranking? Yeah, whichever one involves ratio of wins to battles. Wins refers to battles where you kill an enemy, by the way. But, you know, only those who, really seriously go for rankings all the time will know stuff like that. I'm not really too keen on ranks. I mean, I just like mine to be C or above, really. Which it's generally always been, even the very first Fire Emblem game I ever played, which was the 7th one, where I let several people die, even, people I was really training up quite seriously. Yeah, I did some pretty stupid things then. Alright, this guy has been alive for far too long. Thank you! Thank you, Beowulf! Oh, come on, he deserved more experience than that. Well, still, at least that bishop's gone. Yeah, even though the Iron Ballista has better defense than the others, it's still not that particularly high. Slightly above average, but no match for a good physical attacker. Interesting thing about this prayer sword, actually, Lachesis is going to be getting another sword a little later on in this chapter that will sort of become her main primary weapon. Whoa, that's a low hit chance. Oh, Sigurd still hit twice though. That was really quite lucky. Wait a second, why didn't he steal any gold? That's odd. He was using the thief sword, wasn't he? Anyway. It's not looking good for, Jacoban slash Jacoban. Jacoban is his proper name. The translation's a bit weird here. And yes, I was right. So the sword you get here is a wing clipper. It's very similar to the iron cutter, but instead of being effective against armoured units, it's effective against flying ones. Certainly comes in handy, especially a very short while later in this chapter when we'll be fighting our, actually first, flying enemies. Bridget, I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere before. And if you're following this playthrough and you have a good memory, you'll probably remember it too. Not to give anything away, but it's pretty obvious that... Nah, won't say it anyway. Lots of my characters around here need healing. If only I had a reserve staff. Oh yeah, that's about fair. Hits twice, then misses twice. Hopefully, yeah, that's a lot better, but, yeah, that might be too good. Whoa. Okay, didn't realise the lance would weigh her down so much that he would double her. Of course, yeah, that guy being a hero. Well, I'm just going to call it hero. It's technically forest, but it's really the same class with a different name. He does have the pursuit skill. At least he's not a sword master, in which case he would have had the continue skill as well. Yeah, I'll need to get Edain closer to the main group, because there's a lot of people who need healing. Not quite there yet, but I guess you could use the Libro staff now. Now, it's around this point that we'll need to think about repositioning our characters, because before we capture this castle, all of the best fighters in the party really, really have to be down back at the main castle, because something very, very bad is about to happen. possibly the hardest part in the whole first generation is coming up. Things are going to get very intense from now on. So, you'll want the best fighters to be back at the castle, but of course, some people do need to stay back at this castle for reasons that will become apparent later. In particular, all your bow users should stay near Madino. There's a good reason for that. Wow, Holland got doubled. It's not good.